disaster strikes. 1.4 billion people with 600 million homes hit by the real estate crisis. The fall of China's economic safety net. Migrants and graduates face desperation amid job losses. Imagine waking up to find your home, once your biggest investment, now worth a fraction of what you paid for it. In China's most prosperous cities, real estate prices have dropped to levels once thought unimaginable. But what caused this? Was it a sudden economic shock or a deeper issue? In this video, we uncover the shocking reality of China's real estate crisis, where millions of homeowners are now trapped in a financial nightmare. However, with the ongoing economic downturn, China's real estate market has seen a dramatic collapse. Even Beijing, once known for its resilient property market, has experienced a sharp decline. Recent data reveals that the weekly volume of secondhand property listings in Beijing has dropped by 40% year on year. Behind this are three distressing facts. The number of available listings has exceeded 150,000, creating an overwhelming array of choices for buyers. The birth rate has plunged by 40% over the past 5 years, leading to a decline in the demand for smaller backpack apartments. Buyers now view an average of 38 properties before making a decision, 15 more than just 3 years ago. Recently, a woman in Beijing revealed that she is losing 2,400 yuan in rental income every month. Rent prices have been cut in half, and vacancy rates are rapidly increasing. For years, many believed that real estate was the safest investment. However, as property prices in first-tier cities like Beijing and Shanghai continue to decline, buyers have come to realize that investing in real estate can be an expensive lesson. Goldman Sachs recently predicted that China's housing prices may drop another 50% in the coming years. By 2027, a house valued at 1 million yuan today could be worth only $500,000. According to the latest data from April 2025, the average price of secondhand housing across 100 Chinese cities is 13,892 yuan per square meter, a month-on-month decrease of 0.69%. Marking a 36th consecutive month of decline. Year on year, prices have fallen by 7.23%. The fifth most affected area is Hebei. The initial purchase price was 23,000 yen per square meter, but it has now plummeted to just 3,500 yuan. In fourth place is Beijing, where property prices once peaked at 42,000 yuan per square meter. Now, I've heard they have dropped to just 6,000 yuan. Ranking third is battling Peacock City, where prices exceeded 18,000 yuan per square meter at the time of purchase, but have now collapsed to 3,000 yuan. The second most impacted location is in Nanjing. At its peak, the price was 19,000 yuan per square meter, and buyers even entered lotteries to secure homes. Today, the price has fallen to 6,400 yuan. The hardest hit is Guangdong, where property values have plummeted by an astonishing 90%. Initially priced at 14,000 yuan per square meter, they now stand at just 1,600 yuan. For some homeowners, these falling prices have become a personal nightmare. One individual shared that he purchased a 120 square meter home in 2019 for 1.38 million yuan. After 6 years, he had paid over 400,000 yuan in mortgage payments, 300,000 of which was interest. Yet today, the property's value has plummeted. Wuhan is another city where property prices are in free fall, leaving many families in a financial crisis. Those who bought homes at peak prices are struggling, with at least 20% now at risk of defaulting on their mortgage payments. A recent case involves a woman who still owes 1.2 million yuan on her mortgage, yet her home's value has fallen below 1 million. Despite paying over 5,000 yuan in monthly repayments, she faces growing tension with her son and daughter-in-law, who blame her for making a reckless purchase. For the average person earning 5,000 to 6,000 yuan per month, it would take a decade of living without basic expenses to save 600,000 to 700,000 yuan. Yet the cost of a home is 2 to 3 million yuan, an unaffordable dream for many. Across both rural and urban areas, there are too many vacant properties. Second-hand homes are often old, deteriorated, and cramped, struggling to sell even when prices are slashed in half. In the future, even if these properties are given away, they may remain unwanted due to ongoing maintenance costs. What happens when an entire generation's future is suddenly uncertain? Millions of young graduates and experienced professionals in China are facing unexpected job losses and a dire economic outlook. In this video, we will uncover the devastating impact of China's economic slowdown on those caught in its wake. Are you aware of how many people will be unemployed by May 1st? This year, by that date, it's estimated that between 22 to 23 million engineering-related managers will be unemployed, along with 2 to 3 million others. Indeed, China's economic growth has slowed down, and with it, high-quality jobs have become scarce. There's a stark imbalance between market supply and demand. Over the next 5 years, an estimated 12.22 million college graduates will enter the job market, but the employment rate is expected to be just 55.5%. It's not only young people who are struggling. Middle-aged workers are also facing major challenges. One middle-aged professional with 20 years of experience shared her story online, mentioning how she and her colleagues, all in their 40s, are finding it nearly impossible to land a new job. The job market has become increasingly competitive, with age now being a significant barrier. One job seeker shared their experience of applying for a position as a cosmetic sales guide, which advertised itself as open to newcomers. However, the job was only open to those aged 17 to 22. Another job seeker pointed out that even basic positions now come with stringent requirements: education, age, and even appearance, making it harder for many to even be considered. On top of this, many small companies are going bankrupt, and large companies are cutting salaries and laying off employees. One of my clients, after just 8 months with a company, was unexpectedly laid off. It's a brutal job market, with far more candidates than available positions. In high-cost cities like Shenzhen, an average salary is no longer enough to support a family. Companies are laying off workers and cutting back, asking employees to take on multiple roles for the same pay. Having a stable job with a regular salary and Social Security has become a rare luxury that many people now envy. However, it's not just employees struggling. Business owners are also under immense pressure, trying to avoid losing money in a tough economic environment. Analysts are warning that the current economic situation is not just a series of local problems, but rather a systemic crisis affecting the entire country. Small and medium-sized enterprises have been the first casualties, but even large state-owned enterprises are feeling the pinch. One netizen shared that his friend, employed by a state-owned enterprise, was suddenly notified of a layoff for 2025, with just 30 days to find another job. For instance, the State Grid Corporation of China made sweeping cuts, closing multiple departments. One major state-owned bank even canceled 60% of its planned expansions. Many state-owned enterprises are now converting regular employees into temporary or dispatched workers. The main reason? To cut cost and increase efficiency. This growing contradiction shows how many companies now rely on fewer people to handle larger workloads, all in the name of maximizing profits. In theory, these companies are reducing costs and increasing efficiency, but in reality, they are shifting the burden, both financial and emotional, onto their workers' physical and mental health. A foreign blogger recently pointed out that excessive overtime isn't just exploitation of employees, it's also a direct attack on social fairness. This was evident recently in Fengqiu County, Henan Province, where 501 low-educated non-staff medical workers were laid off all at once, sparking a public outcry. Even industries like fitness coaching are feeling the strain, as clients cut back on spending due to salary cuts and unemployment. The pressure of financial hardship is quickly reaching every household. State-owned enterprises are now slashing salaries and laying off employees, and with customers facing financial difficulties, how can they continue to spend? Some netizens have compared today's wave of layoffs to the massive job cuts of the 1990s. However, back then, China was in the early stages of rapid economic growth, not in the midst of a downturn like today. Now, many traditional roles are being replaced by technology. The collapse of the real estate market has triggered a domino effect, impacting hundreds of related industries. Many companies may face bankruptcy by the end of the year, and the pressure to pay migrant workers wages and material fees will continue to grow. For most families, the bulk of their wealth is tied up in real estate. Combined with falling incomes and rising debts, many families are now facing financial crises.